Well, hello, IDS 105, and welcome to week 5, module 5 of your IDS 105 term. Y'all, you are now officially past the halfway point of the term and entering in the last few weeks of your IDS 105 class. So as always, with this homework help focus video for IDS 105, I just want to run you through where to find everything and what is due for week 5, module 5. So as always, y'all know that your assignments and course information are located in Brightspace, and we want to navigate to module 5. This week, you will have due a discussion assignment that focuses in on restorative practices, and then you're going to have your last project, part 4 draft, communication strategies to navigate conflict. As always, your initial discussion post is due by Thursdays with your peer responses. You want to respond to at least 2 of your classmates due by Sundays, or you can work on those earlier in the week as convenient for your schedule. So discussions Thursdays and Sundays, and then that project draft is due by Sunday or before. So for this week, for your discussion assignment, you are going to be answering the following questions. Question 1, what is one example of a conflict situation you have seen in films, television, shows, or books? Question 2, how could you apply restorative practices in this situation? And question 3, how could being vulnerable, having an open mind, and considering others help with navigating the conflict identified in this situation? So you'll notice this week is centering in all on conflict, understanding what conflict is, the properties of conflict, and then also using and understanding what restorative practices are. So initial discussion post due Thursday, peer responses on Sunday. Now, for the very final piece of your project, you want to make sure that you click on that guidelines and rubric just like you do every week, because it pulls up an overview of the assignment for week 5, goes over the questions, and a reminder of what to submit. At this point in the term, you have already been working on your project template. Remember, back in week 2, we picked a scenario we wanted to work with all term long, and we answered the questions for project part 1, project part 2, project part 3, and now we're going to finish up the template with project part 4. As a reminder, if you need to go back and take a look at the project scenarios, click the blue, gets you to where you want to go, and it'll pull up all of the project scenarios. Remember to familiarize yourself with the details of what you picked, either school, personal, or workplace, or go back and visit your module 2 assignment submission for your project draft if you created your own. So just like with your previous project drafts, y'all, open up that document. By this time, you have filled out part 1, part 2, part 3, and we're honing in on part 4. So the questions that you are going to be answering this week, again, you want to draw upon any personal or professional experience you have with conflict, but use the scenario that has been written or the one that you created to answer these questions. Number 1, describe the components of the conflict represented in your chosen scenario. As a reminder, it's asking for components. Plural, make sure you have at least 2. Question 2, describe different interpersonal communication strategies that could help resolve the conflict. Question 3, choose a communication strategy to resolve the conflict and include an explanation of why you picked that strategy. Question 4, describe the potential communication challenges that may arise in your chosen scenario. And question 5, describe both, keyword here, describe both the benefits and challenges of using restorative practices to address the conflict in your chosen scenario. As a reminder, when you're answering these questions, it can be helpful to utilize examples, provide the details. When it's plural, make sure you're listing at least 2, and make sure you answer all pieces and parts of each question. As always, upload this under your assignment for week 5, module 5 to be graded by your instructor. And this project draft is due by Sunday. Y'all, you're getting ready to come into the last couple of weeks of your class. If you're stuck, if you're not sure on something, this is a great time to reach out to your instructor. If you've fallen behind and need to get caught up, again, a wonderful time to reach out and make a plan for your success with your instructor. This is also a great point in the term if you have not yet utilized the academic support written feedback tool. I encourage you, when you finish up this project draft for this week, to submit your project draft to the academic support written feedback tutors. Select the areas you want them to focus on and let them give you some feedback as you get prepared for the next couple of weeks, as you're going to turn this entire thing in revised in module 7. So remember, just this week, For week 5, module 5, you're only answering the questions in part 4 using the same scenario that you have worked with all term, and we're centering in on restorative practices and conflict. Have an amazing week 5. Don't forget to get this project draft and your discussion assignment submitted for your success. And remember, you got this.